Izzy, do you know what's going on in Cuba right now?
I do not know. I see a lot of the posts, but I don't ever click on that stuff.
Yeah. So, and it's fine because this is good for to learn and stuff about it. So Cuba right now, they're protesting right now because Cuba, they have no food, no health care, like not good health care.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of suffering going on in Cuba, and they're protesting. And this hasn't been happening just now. This has been happening for the past 60 years. And like the government over there doesn't do anything. It's a dictatorship, of a country, and they
Mhm.
don't care. So Cubans have been protesting, and the government has been responding with violence. They have been killing Cubans. They've been killing their own people, torturing them, and it's just like in Cuba, you can't protest against a dictator. Protesting is not allowed. You say the wrong thing, you will get executed.
Mm.
And now what's happening now is people you can see it in Miami, everybody's protesting for Cuban rights because it's more of humanity, it's human rights is what we're
Yeah.
fighting for. And it sucks. And I hate seeing my people go through that. I don't like that, bro, because dude, I can't dude, they just walk into people's homes and torture and like to kill them. Apparently they killed kids. And like I can't imagine like my whole family's over there. My uncle, cousins, my grandma, and imagine if I see that and it's my family, it pisses me off.
Yeah.
So I just want you to be aware of the situation. The more people we could be aware of it, the more that we could do. Currently, right
Ah.
now, the and I'm very strong about this, but Biden says he supports Cuba and what's going on, but he isn't doing anything because he was threatened by other countries not to interfere, like Russia, China, and all these things. And the government isn't doing anything for Cuba. And a lot of Cubans are planning to go to Cuba with their boats personally and do something about it. So, and that is more, that's going to be even worse because we're taking things into our personal hands
Yep.
that can really, it could be like a whole domino effect that it could really affect a lot of shit.
Yep.
It can affect, you know, maybe if there's Americans that are in Cuba, like if they go to Cuba with these Cubans and something happens to that American, then maybe we can't interfere, which would suck. But it's a bad situation that's happening right now, and I hope God, solves this quick and not many casualties happen.
Yeah.
But I
So we're
hope things
strapping
get
up,
better.
huh?
We're strapping up,
We're
bro.
strapping up. Let's
We
go.
go, dude.
You guys need an American over there? I got you,
I
man.
mean, no,
Okay,
we
boom,
can't.
boom.
We don't need you to sacrifice, but we need something because that's the only way they can interfere.
Yeah.
If they have like an American hostage or something like that, where America's like, okay, look, your people has an American. Let me fucking go in there.
Yeah,
The homeless people on the street that they could pick up from too, man. Just be like, yo, here's $200,000 for whatever family you got. All right, take one for the team. This will help get us the green light, get the go. Boom, we in
What a
there.
guy.
Yeah,
oh god.
dude, I would
Um
take that deal if I had nothing.
so like I agree with you like 100%. But I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate here. Um
Ooh,
so like I think I don't like Biden at all. I'm going
Yeah.
to say that right up front. But I think part of the reason that like maybe he's getting advised to not do anything, or like part of the reason he won't do anything, I think part of it is like kind of this, it's kind of like a similar situation to like Vietnam, where
Mhm.
they had like communism and like all that shit over there. And we went in and we tried to help and we got fucked up. um that's to my understanding, that's what happened there.
Yeah.
um
Mhm.
but like, and everyone was like, it's not our war, it's not our war, it's not our war, let them fight it out. So I think it's kind of like the same thing here, like it's not technically our place. And like America's kind of got this stereotype already where like we go into other like people's like wars and we like
Yeah.
Yeah, we mess with like other people's fights. So like we just invade like you get what
But
I'm
this,
saying.
yeah, I understand that, and the this fight
And
is with the people and the country. No other country is involved, and the reason why it's so known and why the problem has become a huge thing now is because the American Cuban Americans are standing up and are
Mhm.
asking the United States for help.
Yeah. And
And
like again,
yeah,
I don't like I don't I agree with you. Like I think like yeah, I think something needs to probably be done.
yeah,
But I'm just saying like that's probably like what they're
yeah,
thinking and they're like
what
they
is
don't want to
happening?
start like another like a third world war over
Yeah.
this. Um
Mhm.
like yeah.
Yeah, I definitely
So
understand where you're coming from.
so I'm gonna go into a little something else. Not topic. I don't mean, but
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that it's a reason of war, of
Mhm.
World War III or Russia or Spain or anything to do with that. But before I say what I'm gonna say, I just want to say that I told Michael this quote, but I really believe in this quote uh, by Thomas Jefferson. He said, when tyranny is law, rebellion is duty." And I really believe in that, and I think that Cubans should rebel. But the the thing is, I don't believe that the United States is afraid of war necessarily with Russia or Spain or whatever the fuck. I think that, and it's a terrible thing to say this, but I think it's a reason of money and not because of war. Because if the United States gets involved with Cuba and they, let's say they liberate Cuba and Cuba wants to become a part of the United States or whatever, it's going to
Mhm.
take so much money to rebuild Cuba, to
Yeah.
to to support the people of Cuba, and to give life to that country. And I think that that's something that right now with COVID, with all the debt that the United States is in, it's just something that isn't within their grasp of doing unless they're forced by Americans to, like, that do invade.
That
And
sucks.
if that happens, that I could see that happening, but I feel like that's the only way that anything is going to be done
I think it's gonna get to that
by the United
point
States.
where it's gonna be forced
I just, for
because
me,
that it does make sense with the money
yeah,
situation.
the way that Chris explained it, it makes a lot of sense. Because, like, for me as a Cuban, I see it as like, damn, why is the U.S. not doing anything? And we're going based a bunch of our emotion and how Cuban have been oppressed and for such a long time and taking their freedom away. And they it's like it's a long history, but like just seeing a bunch of videos from Cubans uploading it to the social media and other people are basically putting everywhere and seeing them getting killed and genocide, it feels more, it doesn't feel too much of a political thing at the moment. It feels more like a genocide to me. It
Hmm.
feels like they're getting killed because they want freedom. They're getting killed because they know all of the situation they're in right now is because of what's been going on for 60 plus years. And the media over here in the United States are mostly based are giving it as like they are fighting it. They're going protesting because there's no vaccine because it's because of COVID. It's not just only because of COVID. COVID is a small thing over there. It's a small topic that why they're protesting. It's because of the long years of communism, the long year of dictatorship, how they've been treating. They see other country prosper. They have seen other country prosper outside of communism. Like not that there used to be communism or they used to be like what's it called like that people rebel and actually have a new system now where they are being prospered and they want that because they feel like they're in the old age of like they're not catching up to where society is at right now. They're getting very suppressed and oppressed to new things and seeing them going out of their way like you don't for this past 6 years I have never seen or heard from when my dad was telling me how Cubans never been people who go out of the way to go on the street and protest because they know what's going to happen. But now they have ate their fears. They went out to the street and fucking protest their minds out of basically they want liberty, they want liberty, they want freedom, and they want to be alive and be in a free country.
They're willing to sacrifice their life.
And they're willing to sacrifice for it. They don't care if they're gonna die out there. They just care to put out that message that they want freedom. And just seeing that not a lot of people are being exposed to what's going on in Cuba. I wish there was more exposure. I wish there was more exposure to it because it's like there's a genocide going on in Cuba. And when you ask other people, like, hey, do you know what's going on? If you ask other people around the world, hey, do you know what's going on in Cuba? They're like, oh, I don't know. And there's not much exposure, and it kills me inside that there's not much exposure of what's going in there, and it sucks. And
Mhm.
there's not much I could say because it's like when I get into it, I get very emotional. I get very sad about it because I have, like Annie said, we have most of our family there. I even have a little brother over there. Most of my cousins, my aunt, my godmother, my grandma, all live in Cuba. So I
All
can
I
kind of
gotta
go for it.
and like all I gotta say is, and what we could do is, if you're listening, if you hear this podcast, if you see any post with Cuba, Cuba SOS, anything like that, please repost it because, and I saw this post is when all the whole thing with the Black Lives Matter happened. Everybody posted about it. Everybody wanted to, protest. Everybody wanted to do that. And if you guys did that for human rights, why don't you do the same thing for the Cuban people? Because it's not a political thing. It's not happening in your own country. So please, if you see anything, keep posting, keep sharing. If people don't know, don't be mad. Just share what's going on so they're aware of it. Don't be mad at somebody because they don't know. Just share and let them be aware of the situation. The more ears and eyes we have on the situations, the more of a change we can make.